And I'm live. That was a bit weird. I didn't realize I was live at that point. Ladies and gents, how are we? It's good to be back. I'm just going to pop my headphones in actually. Hi, hi, hi. Apologies for being a couple of minutes late, you beautiful bunch. Oh, let me just pop my headphones in so that should be a bit better for you guys. Can you guys just let me know you can hear me okay? I like to have clarity in the sound, and sometimes because I don't have my microphone with me, it would be really good if you could just let me know that you can hear me okay. Now I've popped my headphones in because sometimes the headphones don't work, would you believe, ladies and gents? Ah, my goodness gracious me. So how are we? It has been a while. I'm glad you can hear me okay. Thank you, ladies and gents. There seems to be a bit of a delay with the comments. Hey, Sophie, beautiful one. I hope you're well. So apologies if look, it all seems to be coming through a little bit better now. A little bit better. Ladies and gents, hello, remember me? I have been, oh my God, I'm on about day 19 or 20 of the latest wonder, as I like to call them these days. It has been one heck of a journey, ladies and gents. I'm not going to talk about that today. By the way, as some of you will know, there was a bit of a situation that happened about 2.5 weeks ago now, which meant that I had to go completely offline. Nobody knew where I was. And I've had a few situations over the last few years whereby I've had to be really, really, really careful and go completely off grid. And that's not for dramatics, ladies and gents, at all, not in the slightest. I'm not that person at all. There was a target on my back, and as some of you will know, there was twice before, and it's just the way that I deal with these things. I just go completely underground and go and do what I need to do anyway. So I'm safe, I'm well, and believe it or not, ladies and gents, I am back in the UK. So many of you have been messaging me going, Lucy, where are you? The sun is shining. We can feel you here. And a lot of you were correct. If I ask you guys a question, you'll probably be able to tell me the exact day that I landed back in the UK because the weather shifted at that point. So we're not going to go into that tonight too much, but I am back in Blighty. I am back doing my thing, and it is absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to be back with you guys. I have been, like I say, on the most magical journey possible. I always say that it's, oh my God, it's been the most amazing journey. And the reason I say that is not because I want to, just make out that things are great. No, every time I leave home, it seems to be getting more and more magical with every step. So I'm pleased. That's because I'm not too far from you now, Liv. I'm pleased to hear that the sunshine is back in Denmark. I mean, what more can we want? So I'm glad my little energy field has been doing her thing. Now, I want to talk a little bit about a few bits and pieces first before I actually talk into what's been going or what the whole point of this video today. So today I wanted to speak about without love, what is the point? Now, there's many, many, many different reasons as to why I have chosen this topic to speak about today. I could have talked about, I wrote a whole list this morning. I was talking about revelations. I was talking about revolutions. I jotted down all of these things that were coming through me and these ideas for what I was going to speak about tonight. But actually, there's been a few things that I've been exposed to, and I just want to bring it back to basics today. So I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. So first and foremost, ladies and gents, how have you been enjoying the videos? I know a lot of you have been pissed off with this background. You can't even see it, can you? A few of you have been commenting that you don't like this background. I just want to talk about it one last time. And then hopefully from then I'll be able to do videos with the proper background, the authentic background. When I am on the road, ladies and gents, I have to have this background. Now, I know I explained this on my new moon video. If you haven't gone and watched that, go check it out. It's been quite a profound video around the energies that are just buoyant at the moment. It's not so much about the moon, it's more about the energies that are buoyant at the moment and how we can navigate our way through. Whether you like it or not, whatever your belief system is, ladies and gents, we are fundamentally energy. I don't care. Well, obviously I do care, but I'm just saying this for ease of understanding. I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if you're spiritual. I don't care if you are anything at all. Fundamentally, we are energy. Can we all please agree that that is a point? Yeah, we are made up of cells. We are made up of atoms. We are made up of, all of these things that constitute and broken down. We are energy. So when I say my energy, that's what I mean. I don't mean this beautiful thing that is working through me or anything like that. I'm talking about the fundamental basics of being a human, right? That's what we are. We are energy. So we can feel when things are right. Do we agree on this, ladies and gents? When we get that overwhelming, oh my God, this feels amazing, we know that something is right. And likewise, when we get that little churning in our stomach or that gut flip or whatever, we know that the energy is showing us that something is perhaps not quite right. Are we in agreement with this, ladies and gents? Yeah. Fundamentally, when I put the Tracy, you know what? Thank you for saying that. As long as you're safe, it shouldn't matter what the background looks like. I totally agree with you. But people have been really getting a bee in their bonnet about it. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And I get it. I am the one that wanders the woods and does the videos. I am the one that lets people know exactly where I am, because that's been me. But of recent, I've been in the last 12 months, there's been 3 scenarios where my life has been in danger and I'm just not prepared to do it anymore. So I've had to lock myself down, and some of you may remember when I was in Morocco, and obviously David and I were still together at that point. He said to me, you need to be more careful, Lucy. And I'd always been careful. I'd never let people know. But I remember him saying to me, so when this happened again, 2.5 weeks ago now, I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I don't, with all due respect, ladies and gents, my safety is so much more important to me than whether you think a video is authentic or not. And I'm sorry if that triggers you. And I'm sorry if that makes you go, well, I get it. I know you guys want to know where I am. I know you guys want authenticity. And I know this isn't me. But at the end of the day, I have to protect myself. Now, going back to the point that I was raising, so thank you, Tracy, for saying that. I really appreciate you, because you're right. It shouldn't matter. It should be the content that's coming through. It should be the way that I'm sharing. But I just wanted to box that point off. Now, hopefully, I will be in a place whereby I'm comfortable with people knowing where I am, or have a background which is safe. And then, still people don't particularly know where I am in the coming days, because I've got loads and loads of content where I've not been doing any videos over the last few weeks. I've got loads of content backed up. I've got some amazing videos, got a whole heap of gorgeous men lined up for you guys to get exposure to, which I'm super excited about. Anyway, going back to the point, we are fundamentally energy. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, we are fundamentally energy. So we have to trust when something feels right and when something feels off. Peanut, I love your comment, babe. You're a girl after my own heart, I can tell. I absolutely love you. Thank you for that comment. That's brilliant. It's my favourite comment of the day. So it's very important that we trust ourselves. And, as we step through whatever it is that we're going through right now, some people would call it an awakening. Some people would call it connecting more deeply to their religious beliefs, whatever. If something feels right and if it feels off. So that's what I've been doing over the last few weeks, is really, really trusting my inner dial, my moral compass. And when I feel safe, you guys will know. I did an Instagram live this morning and you saw the background of where I was. You saw, exactly what was going on. So there is elements of it coming through. I just have to put me first for a while. Now, talking about putting me first, this is not about putting me first, this next bit. We have a really, really, really powerful healing hangs coming up in just under a month, actually. It's on the 19th of September and it's at 7 o'clock UK time. Now, my journey over the last few weeks has been pretty powerful in regards to healing. I have been exposed to some people, to some animals, to lots of different things whereby I have physically been able to put my hands on, it doesn't matter whether it's been a person or an animal, and things have changed very quickly for them. Now, I'm not saying that I am the bloody messiah or I'm anything like that. That's not my bag. I'm just saying I have such an inner belief at the moment that I truly believe that we can activate each other to heal from whatever it is. That may be a physical ailment. That may be something, if you're spiritual, it might be something in the spiritual realm. It might be something emotional. It might be something, within your mentality that needs healing. But I just know right now that this energy that is bringing things to the surface and allowing us to actually rise up into our own, whatever that looks like to you, is very prevalent right now. I truly believe, and this is why I've chosen to do this video today, that there is a real division taking place on the planet. And I'd really, really love to know your perspective about that. It really, really is empowering to. I'm getting empowered from it, by the way, guys. So I'm hoping that some of you guys are as well, and you're not getting drawn into the noise. Oh, bless you, Sharon. Thank you, guys. I love you. Honestly, I love you so much. Thank you for having my back, and thank you for understanding. I like to use the word inner standing, but when I'm live on Facebook and YouTube, like YouTube, I do a lot of lives, so people understand when I say inner standing rather than understanding. I don't ever want to stand under anything. I want to know inner, or overstand. Why would you want to understand anything? But for the going back to my last video, whatever it was about the power of words, it's very important that I can speak and get to the souls of many people, not just the people who watch me week in, week out and understand when I'm talking about, using different language. So it's very important right now that we are trusting what is going on within us. And what I mean with that is, if you are seeing somebody who is completely challenging every one of your belief systems, almost like putting things down that you do and things like that, please recognize it's a division that is being created. And I am noticing this a lot. So the reason I was talking about the healing event before I could continue on with where I was just going there is those two comments aligned. So the healing event is very much about letting go. It's very much about letting go of caring about what other people think of you. Procrastination, your past traumas. Ladies and gents, we all have past traumas. I don't want you to sit in them. I don't want you to wallow up in them like a lot of people do. I don't want that for you. I want you to recognize them so you can break free from them and free yourself from the physical dis-ease in your body. Now, I've been working quite a lot recently with people with quite serious dis-ease in their body, cancer and things like that. And they are making huge changes. And I'm not talking about medicines, ladies and gents. I'm talking about they're really getting to the trauma and they're really getting to the root cause of why they've created it. Now, this is power, and this is knowledge and power that people are trying to stop coming through right now by saying, oh, you're creating people to sit in their trauma. Oh, why are you bringing people's traumas up? Unless we are gain this understanding of how these things manifest in our body, then we're never going to be able to free ourselves. Now, I don't know about you, but whatever belief system we've got, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Christian, whether you are Catholic, whether you are spiritual, whether you're agnostic, whatever, everybody has this same thing in them, I believe. Unless you're profiting off of people who are sick, you want everybody to be well. That's my vision. That's my mission. My business model, I'm told all the time by coaches and things like that, Lucy, your business model is shit. Because I'm like, I want people to come to me, have one session or do one of my programs and break free and just go and do their thing and then pass that on. And people always say to me, your business model is flawed. You need to have repeat customers. And I'm like, no, I don't want repeat customers. I would love for people to come, get the memo, take the action and never, ever, ever get that dis-ease back in their body again. Smash the love heart for me or hit the thumbs up if that resonates with you. You know, like, I know the pharmaceutical world. I know the people that are in those kind of industries. Like, I'm having quite interesting conversations with doctors at the moment, and maybe I'll get to that later on today. But I'm having really interesting conversations with the NHS and the doctors in the UK, and like, they do not want me to be helping people the way that I am. They don't. But you know what? Between you and I, ladies and gents, don't tell anyone this. I'm going to keep on keeping on. Because I've realized that it's my duty to bring about the change that I truly believe. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to believe me or anybody needs to believe in healing, but I truly believe, having healed my physical body myself fully, I truly believe that everybody can do that. Now, some people rely on medicines. I'm not that person. If I needed to go and get a medicine because maybe I had an infection and I couldn't get rid of it, or maybe I needed, again, a transfusion or something like that, then I really would go to the meds and I would, utilize that. However, I truly believe that if we want to heal, that's what we need to be stepping away from. I do. The pharmaceuticals are making billions, Jackie. Yes, you're correct. Now, I want to raise the consciousness on this, that pharmaceuticals aren't just the ones that you get prescribed from your doctors these days. There's a lot of people out there selling supplementation that are actually pharmaceuticals. The supplementation business has been absolutely flawed. Again, you guys may well have your own perspectives on this, but this is my perspective and I'm going to be sharing it. And, maybe this won't be liked. There are people out there that are selling supplementation and they are actually medicines. They are derived from things that are made in a petri dish. That doesn't resonate with my soul. That doesn't resonate with me in the slightest. So I'm not going to stop talking about that. And I'm going to share the testimonials of people that have come to me and said, oh my God, Lucy, I came to one of your healing hangs and my wound that has been playing me up for many, many years, all of a sudden, boom, it's not creating that issue anymore. And I've left it 6 months because I wanted to prove that it definitely was that. And for 6 months, I haven't had that issue come back. Now that is power to the people. That is unconditional love for self and for recognizing that, as Jane has so eloquently put in the comments, crap is being sold. We're not here for a quick fix, ladies and gents. We incarnated this lifetime, whatever your belief system is, you came from somewhere and you came through your mother's womb and into this world. To me, that's an incarnation. You have graced this beautiful, beautiful earth plane with your presence. And what that has led to is you going on this wild human experience whereby you've had to experience heartbreak, you've had to experience sickness, you've had to experience loss, you've had to experience pain. Now, that's what I call trauma, all of that normal everyday living, ladies and gents. That's what I call trauma. And these things impact our body in the way that we can process, in the way that we can, what I call heal. Some people would call get better. It's just a matter of terminology. I'm not some bloody, whatever, just because I use the word heal. You know what I'm talking about with this. And this is there will become an apparent reason as to why I'm talking in the way that I'm talking today. Ladies and gents, I've said this for so many months, and it used to really piss people off. We are our own medbed. Stop looking for an external thing. We are our own medbed. We are able to heal anything if we choose. And it's all about choices. Now, somebody would say to me right now, oh yeah, but the creator has decided that you've got to have this. No, we have free will to drink the alcohol, free will to smoke the cigarettes. Do you really think any creator of ours would want us to do any of that? Genuinely. I'm going to put a beautiful divine creation that I have created on the most beautiful planet available, Earth. If it's flat or round, whatever, just go with the word, just go with the terminology for now, ladies and gents. And then I'm going to give them everything that they can to screw themselves up. Do you really think the creator would do that? Because I don't. But the creator has given us the power, the power of free will, to make our own decisions. So we need to recognize that if we have the power to make our own decisions, we have the power to decide that we can heal. We have the power to decide that we can say no. We have the power to decide what our belief system is. And we have the power to decide if we're going to be judgmental or if we are going to be loving no matter what. So let's go there, ladies and gents, with the whole purpose of why I'm speaking the way that I am right now. I've seen a lot of divide in the last few weeks where I have been offline. For those of you on Facebook, you probably don't even know. I think I've done a post or two on Facebook in the last few weeks. But for those of you watching on Facebook, I have basically, when I get callings to go to certain locations and work with some of the energies that I do, I basically go off grid. I've been doing it for years. Again, when David and I first got together, I remember I used to tell everyone where I was going, and I was like, will you stop? Like, nobody's ever known where I go when I go on these missions. I call it a mission, but you know what I mean, when I go on these wanders. And he very quickly learned, because of some of the things that happened to me, that it couldn't be spoken about. That I wasn't just being a drama queen. I was being very authentic in the fact that this stuff happens, and my safety has to be my priority. Yes, doing the energy work is a priority, but my safety comes way above that, because if I'm not here to help the people or to serve the people that I believe that I'm serving, then what's the bloody point? So that lesson got learned very, very quickly for somebody that didn't know. So for those of you watching on Facebook, if you've got like, oh yeah, but why is it creating issues for you? Like, why do people want to stop you doing it? I'm just giving you a very, very high level example of the way that works. So 3 weeks ago, just shy of 2 days, ladies and gents, 3 weeks ago, I left where I was, and I have traveled a multitude of countries, and I've done a multitude of different works. I have been following a very, very, very clear path that has been laid out for me, and it links very much into some powerful things that have happened in our past thousands and thousands of years ago. So, I trust this. As I've said many times before, once upon a time, I got told very clearly by a physical person, before you think that I'm talking about a spirit guide or something like that, that if I got a calling to go somewhere, that I should go. That if I got a calling, like, just trust the fact that I would need to go there. There would be a message for me when I got there. So, that's what I've been doing consciously for the last 10 years. I did it very unconsciously before that. I did it in amnesia before that. But in the last 10 years, it's been very, very conscious. So when I left a few weeks ago, like I say, I had a situation whereby somebody was threatening my life. And I just went off grid. That's what I did, and that's what I do. I'm not gonna let things stop me, but I'm gonna go off grid. I'm gonna let people guess where I am. I'm gonna let people wonder. I'm gonna let people just like do their own heads in if they have to about it. And thankfully, here we are 3 weeks down the line, and I'm obviously okay. But what I've seen whilst I've been offline, because obviously I haven't been putting myself out there publicly, I have been doing videos, but I've been having this background and obviously creating a little bit of a trigger with people. I've been I've been able to have a little look on social media, whereas normally I don't scroll at all. Now I've been able to have a little look to see what's going on social media. And the thing that I have noticed the most prevalent in the last few weeks, and it doesn't surprise me that this has taken place because of the energies that are being shifted with the work that I've been doing and many others around the world are doing. There is a divide taking place over whether spiritual or religious or whatever. Okay, so that's why I decided tonight to speak about without love, what is the point? Ladies and gents, you are so entitled to any of your belief systems. If you believe in Jesus, great. If you believe in God, great. If you believe in the divine, good. Like, do whatever it is that you want to do. I love that, Pina. Maybe we should do that. Not where's Wally, it's where's Lucy? Let's find Lucy. Yes, I love that. Let's do that next time. I find it hilarious. I find it absolutely hilarious. Anyway, sorry, just going back. The biggest divide that is being created, and I would love you guys' perspective. I'd love us to have a bit of a chat about this. And I know I can't see any of you, so I'd love your comments in the chat here. Does anything really matter unless we believe in love? Because Jesus wanted love. Mary Magdalene wanted love. God wants love. The divine wants love. So whether you are Christian, spiritual, or whatever, if we're all going after love, what does it matter about the label that's being put on it? I just don't believe that some of the discussions that are taking place right now are of healthy nature. It's almost like we've got bored of the truth movement now. So now we're going to start ruffling people's feathers about what their belief systems are. Now, I don't like the word spiritual. Anyone that's followed me for many, many years, I used to call it woo-woo, because I was like, I don't even know a word that I want to use. Again, it's a freaking label. I do not like labels, ladies and gents. They do not resonate with my soul in the slightest. However, the fundamental of my being for the whole of my life, okay, I've hurt a few men in the past, ladies and gents, read my book, you'll know I've broken a few hearts, I've done a few things that I'm not proud of, I've forgiven myself for them, so in those moments it wasn't about love, but the fundamental of me since when I was a little girl to this now moment is love. It's bullshit that we are sitting here and judging each other based on a label that someone out there has made up. And who do you think has made these labels up? Who do you think? The same people that everybody has been really trying to take down over the last however many years, 3 years, 3.5 years, whatever it is. We do not need to live in anything other than love. And I've seen loads of these posts. And ladies and gents, just as an FYI, I haven't made one comment on them. Not one. I haven't gone, well, actually, I think this is a load of bollocks. I actually think that what we need to do here is speak about love. I haven't done that because I'm like, you know what? They're entitled to their perspective. And likewise, I'm entitled to mine. This is my platform. And I am going to share my opinion on here. And my opinion is that the fundamentals of everything that everybody is arguing about is the same. And that is about love. If we do not have love in our hearts, ladies and gents, we're going to continue to bicker. If we do not choose love, if we do not send love to those people who are constantly nagging and bitching and backstabbing, and all of that equates to fear, by the way. Just so you know, people say to me, no, that's not fear. Just because I've got an opinion on someone doesn't mean it's fear. No, you're actually stepping into lower vibration. There's only two. One is fear and one is love. You're not a middleman in any of it. You are choosing the vibration. Now, very recently, I don't know whether it's on a video that I put on YouTube or if it's a video on Instagram or whatever, I don't know, but I'm going to share this here because, again, this is probably going to trigger a few people. I don't believe, like, sorry, let me reword that. I actually believe that the Bible is about consciousness. It's about recognizing boundaries. You know, people tend to forget the fact that Jesus flipped a table. A lot of people forget about that. Boundaries. Was it the best way for him to put boundaries in place? Who knows? But that's what he did. So it's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to say, you know, like, I don't like this if it's on your territory. I will never, ever, ever go on somebody else's platform and say you are totally wrong. I do not believe in what you're talking about. I just listen, I read their perspective, I go away, I feel into it, and then I just leave it. We've become such busybodies. We always have to be right. Why? We've become this generation of instant gratification. Oh, my girlfriend's playing up, so I'm going to swipe, see what else I can get. This is not what we came down here to do. We came down here to live in the vibration of love. Oh, I love that, Tracy. So I hope you don't mind. I'm going to say that. So Tracy on YouTube has just commented, I just heard today that the Bible is a code book for how to reach highest consciousness. Funny you say that, Tracy. I've been talking about that a lot in my recent videos on conscious conversations. And I did an Instagram live that if you read between the lines of that video, that's exactly what I spoke about today. I truly believe that. And this is why I feel, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in Jesus, whether you believe in the divine, like, it doesn't matter. The path is about recognizing that love is the answer, no matter the question. Love is the only thing we know as children. To be and to want. So the only reason that has changed is because we have lots of different organizations that indoctrinate us. School, the medical systems, the financial worlds, the religious homes and houses. What if Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and everybody else in the Bible are actually just characters so we can put the physicality into it? What if? I don't know. This is just a perspective. So that it can potentially limit us, because there are limitations in the Bible. And I know this is going to piss off all of the people who are, you know, completely aligned with the Bible. And I'm not saying this to be nasty. I'm just sharing it with a perspective. The signs are there, the synchronicities are there. We're not against each other. Yes, I believe there are forces that are against us, but why do we want to give them any energy? There's loads of them walking the planet with me and you right now. Trust me, chances are you know some of them. These lower vibrations, these entities that are trying to cause dismay. But anything that gives somebody peace and anything that gives somebody love, should we really be saying, oh, that's not good enough? No, that's dark, that's this, that's that. Why are we being judgmental? I saw a comment earlier about the new age, like, you know, that stuff doesn't resonate with me. I do love crystals. Yeah, apparently that's very new age. And I love my crystals, and I'm never going to stop liking my crystals. Like, I've had to set up a whole crystal grid across the world, you know, with some of the energy work that I'm doing. I'm never going to not enjoy crystals. I wear them, you know, I love them. I feel a lot of good use from them. And apparently that's new age. So I'm not going to sit here and be judgmental to that, because it's being judgmental. What if we all just opened up our minds and we all just said, you know what? How about we recognize that we've projected these roles onto certain characters, and actually It's about love. You know, if you need a person to focus on for that, good for you. I'm happy for you. There's many people out there. Maybe you guys are like this. You know, it's maybe you've got somebody that you follow and you're like, oh my God, this person is the oracle. This person is amazing. Bully for you. I don't live like that, because the pedestal thing doesn't work for me personally. And I don't want anybody ever to have me on a pedestal. I'll talk about this again all the time. But if it works for you, so be it. There will be lessons that you need to learn off the back of it. If you need to focus on Jesus to get your belief and whatever, then good for you. If you are somebody that can just focus on higher consciousness and focus on love, good for you. I'm not going to tell you which one's right or wrong. I just share the perspective that I come from. So how about we all agree to stop being judgy Janes? Because that's what we're being here. We're being judgy Janes, and we just allow people to be. Now, again, there are certain things that I believe can help you vibrate higher and live in love a lot better. You know, I know this pisses people off when I talk about it, but alcohol is one of those things. I certainly do not believe, you know, that when I have a glass of wine that I feel at my highest vibration. I just don't. So I choose when I have my glass of wine. You know, simple as that. I'm not going to judge everybody else in the bar getting absolutely white girl wasted. Not at all. It's just I don't choose to do that now. Everybody needs to do what they need to do in their life. We're all on our own path. We're all learning our own lessons. Now, I do feel that there is a collective mission for all of us this lifetime, and that is to love. And I've been saying this again for probably about 5 years. Our mission this lifetime, forget our purpose, ladies and gents. This is our purpose: to love and to be loved. Those two things. That's it. Now, if that looks like the Bible to you, great. If that looks like higher consciousness to you, great. If that looks like following a person to you, great. Whatever works for you. Every single person is entitled to live their own way. Now, there is a line to be drawn here, obviously. Treacherous behaviour, some of the things that, oh my God, that I've heard since I've been back here in the UK with the news and stuff. Like, I don't even watch the news, but people have been talking about it, and I'm like, oh my God, like, what is going on? This is treacherous. Now, obviously, there's a line to be drawn with that, because people get manipulated. People get jealous. People get hurt. What's the quickest way to deflect hurt? Right, that's it. I'm going to put that person down. I'm going to slag them off. I'm going to bitch about them. I'm going to tell everybody that they're a liar. I'm going to create a storm around that, because how dare they hurt me? And this is a real thing. All of these behaviors of fear, ladies and gents. And again, we get to choose that. I love to talk about these subjects, right? I love to talk about them because it seems like there is a lot of very strong opinions on both sides. What about the bridge? What about the bridge? There are a lot of people that lose faith because things don't happen in the time that they want, so they have to go and find something to focus on. Sometimes that's drugs, sometimes that's Jesus. You guys know that's just the way that it goes. It depends where you're at with yourself as to the path that you take. Again, there's no judgment. If you go down a path, and you guys know I'm very open about it. I was a nightmare back in the day. I used to take drugs, drink alcohol all the time, you know, like not all the time, but you know what I mean. I was a party girl because that was my way of my coping mechanism. It doesn't mean that that's my path now. I truly believe that people can change, and that's a gift that I certainly bring to the world, is that I've changed from being this person over here to being this person over here, and I'm comfortable with that. And that said, maybe my belief system will change one day, and it's not about higher consciousness and it's about focusing on somebody in a Bible or whatever. But right now, I truly believe the fundamental is love. And if you are not allowing love in your life for yourself first and foremost, then are you satisfying the criteria or what you got sent down here to do? We got to love life. We got to love ourselves first. When we love ourselves, loving others is so much more easy, even when they hurt us. We can bounce back a lot more quickly when we love ourselves and recognize certain characteristics and certain traits and certain words. Like, we can bounce back so much more quickly when we love ourselves. Doesn't say it doesn't hurt, ladies and gents. Oh my goodness gracious me. It hurts so much. We feel stupid, things like that. And we go on this little bit of a sabotage cycle, but it's about the output. It's about recognizing, actually, hang on a minute. What if that person that I gave my love to just wasn't ready to be loved? What if that person didn't love themselves? So actually, that was just a projection of how they felt about them that they poured on me. Ah. And this is where knowing thyself must come first. Know your love language. What is it that you need for your love language? I know I need clear communication. I need to have safety. If I feel safe, oh my God, I am like a little wild thing. I'm like the little fairy that dances around. I'm so connected. As soon as I don't feel safe, whether that be physically, spiritually, emotionally, or mentally, I will close down. I will go into protective mode, because that's how I've had to survive over the years. But I'm very vulnerable and I'm very open and I'm very loving whilst I feel safe. Now, I'm sure the next gorgeous man that comes into my life is going to hold space. And this isn't just about in an intimate relationship, by the way, but I'm just going down this route now. I know that the next man that comes into my life, he will be patient with me on those moments where I don't feel safe. And then I won't need to revert to that protection mode, because there will be an inner standing between the two of us that, okay, she's not feeling safe right now, which is why she's doing that or why she's closed off. And it's very rare that I close off, by the way, guys. I'm just sharing this because I know that this will really resonate with some of you. In fact, let me know if this resonates with you, ladies and gents, whatever platform you're on. Hopefully I'll get to see your comments. Safety is the number one thing for both men and women. As soon as we don't feel safe, as soon as we feel as if we've had some deceit or distrust or something like that, that's when we close down. And that is when we start to doubt ourselves, and people tend to give us a little bit of grief at this point. And this is the point where our self-love, depending on our inner dial, that is how we manage to get through these things. So if you are somebody that really doesn't like yourself, but you found yourself in the most beautiful, loving relationship, and then all of a sudden, because you feel the energies, you can feel that something's slightly off. All of a sudden you're starting to go, oh my God, something's changed. Oh no, this isn't quite right, blah, blah, blah. And then that person kind of perpetuates that feeling in you. At some point, your self-love will kick in to either be like, right, I need to have a vulnerable conversation about this, or I need to walk away from this. That's the way that it goes. Now, that's the options that you've got. I mean, there are many other options. You can argue about it, you can ignore each other and all of that. But for somebody like myself, I can't sit in that. I don't want to sit in that. That's, for me, that's quite toxic. That's not love. So how are we going to get to the point, ladies and gents, whatever your belief system is, how are we going to get to the point whereby we know that love is the only point of our existence? Yes, we had to experience these other things. So yes, there's been more points. I get before you say it, I know there has been more points to this human existence than just love, but the fundamental is the only way we're going to get to, whether it be biblical times or the promised land or, new earth, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gents. For me, it's all the same thing. And this is why I don't get this division that's taking place right now. For us to get there, the only one common denominator is love. Do you agree with this? I don't believe it's about sin or about sacrifice. I believe it's about love. I believe it's about recognition of the love in self and the love you can have for other people. Now, it seems to me that it's the same group of people that have been quite divisional over the last few years that are continuing to be divisional now, but just over this subject. So once we've stepped through this subject, there will be another subject, ladies and gents, that come up to create divide and to create animosity. So we need to keep our wits about us and just remember that no matter what, we've just got to stay in love. We've got to stay in our heart space. And at that moment that you are getting triggered, just put your hand on your heart and say to yourself, you know, what is my belief? What is my belief? Because in that moment, that's all that matters. Do you need to be seen? Do you need to be heard? Do you need to have your say? Or can you just trust that your love in that now moment is enough to get you through? We only get triggered by things that are inside of us, ladies and gents. It's as simple as that. We only get triggered by things that reside in us. So if calling, you know, division and hurt and things like that a low vibration triggers you, it means you've got it inside of you somewhere. Kind of loving triggers off you at the moment. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying them, Jane. Many, many people around the world do not enjoy them whatsoever. They don't enjoy them. And the thing is, you know, like anything that triggers you, whether it be me talking about alcohol, whether it be me talking about love, whether it be me talking about Christianity or Catholicism or anything like that, the only reason it's triggering you is because it's in you. It may be a question that you've raised yourself and you've just mitigated it or moved past it because it was convenient or it keeps you in a better stead with your family or your friends. It really is our choice. And it's as simple as that. It seriously is as simple as us just making a decision. How am I going to react to this? Am I going to be in love? And ladies and gents, like I'm quite surprised. The one-to-ones that I do and the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, I'm really quite surprised at how many people say, because it's come from you, Lucy, I know it's come from love. Because I talk about the subjects that people don't want to talk about. And as you can tell, I don't have passion about this. It's just a discussion I felt that we needed to have. I'm not angry. I'm not, I've got to be right. Not at all. It's a perspective that I'm sharing here. And I hope that that resonates with you in one way, shape, or form. People can have their own opinions. If you don't like what somebody is posting, unfollow them or just don't respond. You know, I often think, oh, maybe I'll unfollow that person. Like the last 10 posts they've done, I just think, oh, bullshit. And then I think, if it feels right for you to unfollow them, unfollow them. If you don't, don't. You know, I have people saying to me all the time, oh, yeah, you know, I stopped following you for a while because your videos stopped resonating. But now I've seen that you're back and you're doing videos on your own. And I'm really, really loving them. That doesn't trouble me. It doesn't trouble me in the slightest. I don't take offense by that. I don't take offense that we've all got different opinions. My God, how boring would life be? And not being disrespectful, life would be very straightforward if we all thought and felt the same. But imagine how boring it would be. We'd all like the same people. We'd all look the same. We'd all eat the same foods. We'd be like a bunch of freaking robots. Exactly, Carolyn. Treat others as you would like to be treating. I'm not going to spout off on your posts. I'm not going to tell you that you're nonsense or you don't know what you're talking about and it fundamentally disagrees with every belief system that I've got. No, I'm going to scroll past it. Any divide that is being created, whether it be about wearing masks or the next bloody Rona that's coming in or our religious beliefs or whatever, like it's divide, ladies and gents. I've been in places with Buddhists, with Muslims, with Hindus, with all of it. And all of a sudden, all the religions are bitching about each other. And oh, it's not all of a sudden, it's been a lifetime of it. But like, how about we just allow people to feel into what feels right for them and trust that that's their divine path this lifetime? What if by being judgmental, and what if saying Christianity is the only way to go and Jesus is the only way to go? Like, what if by saying that, actually, the promised land isn't the promised land because you were judging? It's just a question. What if? My take on it is be open to anything. I personally do not feel that Jesus is going to incarnate, incarnate this lifetime and come back and save us all. I don't. I don't believe Donald Trump is going to do the same either. Like, I truly believe that we are the ones that are going to be making the decisions as to where we go this lifetime. Now, again, that might piss people off, but I'm not going to sit back on my laurels and say, you guys are wrong. I'm just going to say, this is my perspective. That's why I'm getting off my arse and doing stuff every day. That's why I'm creating communities and I'm setting up Soul School as a physicality. You know, I've met about 100 people that believe they're Jesus incarnated. I said this on Instagram this morning. I've met about 100 people. I was speaking to somebody else and I can't remember who they said, but it was somebody really random, like Alexander the Great. They believe that they're Alexander the Great or something like that. You know, I've met so many people that believe that they are the incarnation of my Archangel Michael. Like, good for you if that's what you believe in. But for me personally, like, I'm just going to keep marching forwards. I'm just going to keep creating these ripples of love wherever I go. And of course, I'm going to meet darkness along the way, because what happens when you shine a bright light in people's eyes? They don't like it. It's uncomfortable. It triggers them. It pisses them off. Get out of my face. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, God. That's what's happening when people get triggered. That's what's happening when we have these open conversations like this. We're not here to be friends with everybody and have the same beliefs as everybody. So stop trying to change people too. Let people make their own decisions. Let people be who they chose to be this lifetime. And just be there for them with open arms when any of us figure it out. Every single one of us is winging it, ladies and gents. So I'm not going to put down somebody that does yoga. Yoga doesn't resonate with me in the slightest, by the way. Literally doesn't resonate with me in the slightest. Never has done. I've tried so many times. Doesn't resonate with me, not in the slightest, ladies and gents. I'm not going to put down anybody that does yoga or you're working for the devil. I'm not going to say that. It's their perspective. It's what works for them and how they feel good. Why are we making such bold, sweeping statements off of a book that was written how many thousands of years ago? Life has changed. The path has changed. We've changed fundamentally. Our systems, our beliefs, everything has changed. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to start doing yoga, by the way, because I just don't like it. But again, somebody who is a yoga instructor would hear that and get triggered by it. And are you slating yoga? No, I'm not. I just don't like it. Simple as that. But other people, yoga, I'm one of my best friends. She has to do yoga every day, like I have to run every day. I have to clear my mind from all the nonsense. She has to clear her mind doing yoga. Does it mean I'm right and she's wrong? No. Does it mean that she's wrong? No. Does it mean that anybody else? No. When did we believe that we can be so judgy, Jane? Every time we judge, we step away from love. Every time. Every time we bitch and backstab and put each other down, we step out of love. We need to recognise our own toolkits. Now, if that's somebody that wants to wear a rose quartz hearts because it helps them stay in their love, so frickin' be it. Who are you to judge? We are here to come together. So my perspective, my take on this, and it is my channel and it is my video, so I am allowed to say my perspective. Let's all just connect our hearts. Whatever that looks like, whatever you look like, whatever the next person looks like to you, whatever they believe in, how about we all just come together with that one mission in mind? And that mission is love. We aren't all made from the same cloth, ladies and gents. And I truly believe that there are multiple paths to get to the destination that we're all looking for. If this video resonates with you, please do share it far and wide. And I just hope that people take this video in the manner that it has been discussed. We're here to come together. We're here to unite. We're here to love. What label you want to give that, you crack on and do that. For me, love is the label that I'm going to be picking. Ladies and gents, I hope you found this video useful. I think it's a subject that we really, really, really needed to touch on and just have a discussion about. I do every now and again keep an eye on social media and just see the trends that are out there. There's a few other things that I'd like to talk about. I'd like to talk about the situation that is unfolding here in the UK. And I would really like to have a little bit of a discussion around that, but we'll have to be very careful with our language, ladies and gents, because we know the older jibber jabber chat and all the rest of it gets me banned. Not everybody, but me, it does. So I'll feel into how I can have that discussion with you and hopefully bring that to the table soon. I'm glad you've enjoyed this video, and always, guys, I love you so much. I'm glad it's landed with you guys the way that it is intended. There is no judgment. There is no judgment of whatever your belief system is, my loves. As long as it's love, please continue to do it. Cliff, you have yourself a great day too, my friend. I intend to have the most incredible day going forwards from here. Thank you to all of you. Just remember, when somebody triggers you, ask yourself, why is that within me? All right? Mwah. I love you guys to the moon and stars. I will see you next week on here. There will be other videos coming out between now and then. And I'll catch you on Instagram and Conscious Conversations and Self-Love Club in between now and then. All right, guys. I love you loads. Take care. Goodbye.